Hello and welcome back to Frankskwl. This is the second video today, and I want to sort of pause in a way, time out, to create what's called a conceit. I was thinking about this. A conceit. This is a literary term. I am trained as an English teacher. This is a literary term, which means an extended metaphor. When you make a comparison. But it's not just that your eyes are like pools, but that you go into great detail about this comparison. I've found it useful before to teach with. It's a little bit like a simile. I should maybe say simile here. Homer in the Iliad and the Odyssey, he would sometimes do that, go on and on to explain about his comparison. Well, it occurred to me that my school is like a basket. It's like a basket. And I came across this because I was feeling apologetic that I would say, well, we're going on a field trip, and then we're not. And that's about archaeology, and that's about mining. And I'm talking about a trip to Portugal, and class vocabulary, that's coming up. And wasn't I going to teach German? And a little bit ago I was teaching punctuation. I'm teaching all these things. Well, I decided that a way to explain what's going on is if you could think of a basket. I can't draw, so I'll just maybe start. And I don't mean a basket full of things. I don't mean that. I mean the weaving of a basket. You know, when you weave a basket, you make the bottom of the basket, and you set sticks up, or wands, or whatever they are, and you go in and out and in and out and around and around and around and around, and you make the base of the basket. Well, in a way, I could say each one of these is one of those various subjects last year when there was no 2 here, when there was no number here at all. What I taught for so many years in public schools. I taught about architecture, and I taught about music, and I taught about literature, and I taught about fashion, the history of clothing, and dance, and also language, you know, foreign languages and grammar. And what sort of held these things all together. See, this would be called the warp. In cloth, this would be the warp, and this that goes over and under and over and under, that's called the weft. When you weave, you know, when you weave like this. And so, what was the weft that held that all together? Well, last year it was chronological order. More than anything else. I said that at the beginning. That was the paradigm. That was the paradigm that kept me going. What would I do next? And I was coming up through time. But by the end of the year, I had come up to the modern times. And I didn't even know for sure I was going to go on. But you see, now I'm teaching material that I didn't teach. Some of it I've never taught before. And so now, in a way, what I'm thinking is I'm taking these and adding new ones, actually, adding even new ones. But now I'm bending them upward, like you do when you make a basket. There's the base, and then you bend the sides up, and you continue to weave around. So what's the weft? What's holding it all together? What does archaeology have to do with Portugal? And what's that have to do with the trades, or punctuation, or my details of Europe? What holds it all together? And I wasn't sure I was ready to tell you that, but I think that there is something that holds it all together. And I think it's probably, this is off camera, but eventually, if I had to say what it was, it would be this very unromantic term, kilocalories as currency. Kilocalories as currency. And I'm still not ready to fully explain that. And I may not even be ready to fully explain it. I probably won't to even try to fully explain that until next year. Next year, I'll teach some things which are really revolutionary. I think I had used that term before when I talk about that. And then maybe finally it'll be possible to see why I go from subject to subject. What do they have in common? A German man that's viewed most of my videos, he was very puzzled when I started to talk about the sawhorses that are holding that table up. And he devoted a class to what's a good sawhorse and what's a bad sawhorse. What's that have to do? I think he said, "What is Frank doing?" He said to his wife, I think. And in my mind, they're related. The trades. They're related to polyculture in Portugal. And the mine face up here on the mountain. But I'm not ready to finish explaining that, but I guess I could say that in a way as I teach, I feel like I'm gradually weaving a basket. Maybe finally we can put things in the basket. I don't know. I hadn't thought about that. All right, you probably didn't fully understand that, but I may refer to it again. I may say, well, here we go, going up another wand. Tomorrow it will be probably be the ruins of José's mill in Santiago de Compostela. That's probably what I'll be talking about tomorrow. I hope I see you then. Bye now.